Chris Beytes here from GrowerTalks magazine.
Hey there.
We're about to get I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. That's a big letter K right there. And it's attached to the name Ter Laak, carved into the side of this big, beautiful new greenhouse. And that's where we are, Ter Laak Orchids in the Westlands of the Netherlands. And we've been invited for a behind-the-scenes tour by Eduard Ter Laak himself to check out their new phalaenopsis orchid production facility. It's amazing. You're going to love it. Come on inside with me. Hey everybody, Chris Beytes here from GrowerTalks again, and I am in a sea of orchids. And who knows more about orchids than Eduard Ter Laak? Probably nobody. Hey Edward, how's it going? Good to see you.
Fine, thank you.
Edward promised to take us on a tour of his facility, very quick, and it's starting right here with these young plants. Tell us about these, Edward, real quick.
Yeah, we get the tissue culture, where we start our production phalaenopsis, 12 centimeter pot. And here, from here we take about 30 weeks to get a potting size plant.
30 weeks, and that's what we have out here. These are all plants that have come from in vitro tissue culture into trays. You say they stay out here 30 weeks, right?
Yep. We want to pot up a big size of plant, and after 30 weeks it's about the size over there. And from that size we start potting up.
All right, let's go take a look at the potting process, shall we?
Yep.
All right, we've come into the production barn here. What are these ladies doing, Edward?
They're taking out the plants to look for the quality and if they're healthy enough.
And how do these look to you?
The quality of this plant looks very good and healthy.
All right, what's next?
Next part is that we start potting off.
All right, let's check that out.
Over here they start potting the plants.
So this is the potting they've got going on over here, huh?
Yeah.
Now this is being done by hand, no machines?
No, put them by hand because of the long roots. It's very difficult to make it automatically.
But it still looks pretty efficient.
Yeah, it goes very fast, and on the pot we put the label with all the information of the plant, the breeders of the plant, the variety number of name, the colors, and when they pot it off.
And they're already getting graded here?
In the camera, sort them by size, and you turn them all the same way. So all the leaves are looking at the same way.
Ah.
So they don't damage and they on the same part of the container.
Now Edward, we're going down two different lines here, I noticed. Some are going one way, some going to the other. What's the difference here?
We separate the smaller and the bigger size, so all the same size come together on the container.
All right. And that one went on by.
And here you can see you take up the leaves so they don't damage and they don't get between the pots.
So even this robot is unique for pot spacing then?
Yeah, this is also the first type of robot that make this.
All right, and these are ready to go in the greenhouse?
Very easy, but it's very efficient.
And these are set to go in the greenhouse then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we finally come out of the production area into the greenhouse. You actually have a greenhouse here.
Yeah.
And this is just a sea of orchids. This is right after potting. How many are we looking at here, do you think?
How many?
Yeah.
There are about 800 on the table. 900, 90 plants on a square meter. And they're standing here for about 10 weeks.
How many tables are down this bay? I can't even hardly see to the end. It's crazy.
At the end, about 110 tables.
Times 800.
in a row.
So 80 plus 100,000 plants or so right down here.
Yeah.
And fascinatingly,
watch out.
Well, it's one of the hazards. You just will get run over here.
Yeah, the train will take the plants into the greenhouse and taking them out.
All right. And way down deep there is the grower, because there are no aisles here. So that's your grower riding over the top of the crop.
Yeah, they're checking the plants. They're healthy, they need water. If there's something wrong with the screen or the lamps, they can fix it this way. So our spacing is very efficient, and that's the way to control the plants.
So Edward, these have been growing for how long now?
These are now 10 to maximum 12 weeks old after potting.
All right, but we're putting them into these plastic cups. What is this all about?
We can put more on a square meter, so every plant gets also the same water and the same space. Otherwise, on the normal way, the plants will sometimes stay too dry because the leaves are on each other.
Oh, I see. So you're going to grow the plants in these clear plastic cups.
Yeah. The first stage in this plastic cups for about 16 weeks.
16 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you can get how many pots per table when they're in these?
70 on a square meter.
70 on it per square meter.
It's about 700 plants in a container.
Okay, so very efficient for space.
Yeah.
And the plants grow okay in these cups?
Yeah, they get all the same space, all the same water, and they don't damage.
All right. All right. Now what's happening behind us here?
Behind us,
These cups are a little bit different.
Yeah, they go from the first cup till the second cup because we want to grow a high quality plant with a big size. So we need to give them extra space.
So the plants have gotten a little bigger. How long you say? 16 weeks?
60 weeks in the first cup.
In that first cup.
Then they're standing for 3 or 4 weeks more in the bigger cup before they go to the cooling.
These cups kind of look like you could mix a blend of margarita in them or something like that.
Yeah. That's where the idea comes from.
Is it really? And it's all,
the size is a little bit bigger and the shape.
yeah, you can see there go some old ones going away, and here come the new cups coming up.
Yeah, but we need also the special candles for the spikes. With this we can also control the spikes, otherwise they turn around under the leaves. And now they grow through the spike, on the leaves are now...
And it's all happening automatically. Edward, describe what we're looking at here.
Here is the last phase in the young plants with the big cup, 84 plants a square meter. And here they are 2-3 weeks before cooling, ready for induction.
All right, Edward, we came out of the cool greenhouse where you said they stay for 8 weeks at 19 degrees. These are now starting to show the flower spikes.
Yeah.
So how long are they? How long until they're in full bloom now?
Depends a little bit on the variety, but they have to now to stand here at 10 to 12 weeks before they flowering ready to sell. And in about 22 weeks they stand all in the cups you saw.
Mm-hmm. More handwork going on here.
Yeah, the boat's going by hand.
But as you said, to maintain your high quality, you've got to have some people involved in the production process.
Yeah, and have to watch out for the quality and.
So what's happening here?
Here the
Edward?
camera looks at the amount of spikes, the height, and if they in bud or in flower.
Edward, we finally have some flowers here after all these weeks of production.
Yeah, these are the first flowers you see from this new greenhouse. It's week 4 now, and we start this week with the first plants to sell.
How long have they been in here now?
Normally for 50 weeks. These plants we get half grown over here from our old company. But from we start in week 20, so in week 18 we start with normal capacity, normal production.
And so by the time you get up to full speed, which is pretty soon, you're going to be cranking out 4 million from this greenhouse, you said.
About 75,000 a week.
75,000 a week.
About, yeah.
Pretty impressive. But these are not done yet. They still have to get graded again, right? And then sorted by color and size and spike count and everything?
One time go to the camera after sticking, and before they are ready to sell, they go to the camera again to see the height, quality, amount of flowers. Camera know which variety it is, so we know the color.